This podcast contains profanity and explicit material from the outset,
which may not be suitable for children or sensitive adults.
The views expressed are made in humour and are not designed to offend.
Now
sit back and enjoy.
On air.
On air and in your butt.
On air and in your anus. I'm leaving it in.
It's like a dirty word. I'm leaving it in.
I'm leaving it in.
Leaving it. Leaving one where?
I'm leaving it in. The podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, put it in my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm leaving it in.
You like that, listener?
You like that in my podcast?
You like that riding the podcast, listener?
Oh, I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in.
I'm going to do ass to podcast.
We should try podcast to mouth.
Podcast to mouth.
That's a trap.
Well, funny.
Podcast to mouth. It's the new sex move.
I'm actually going to leave all that in.
Ladies and ladymen, welcome to episode number 7 of the Three Little Pigs podcast.
That's true.
Today we bring you another episode full of grim tales, treachery, and maybe even a laugh or two.
Treachery. I like it.
Firstly, it's been a while since our last release. It's a song episode again. We were due to have another one, or this one out already by now, but some life got in the way, which has knocked us back a few weeks. But
Yeah, fuck, I hate life.
but fear not. He's got to get a lifeline number there, Dave.
1-1-1-4.
30 seconds into the podcast this time. Yeah, it's getting sooner. Welcome to the Three Little Pigs podcast. The phone number for Lifeline is
Just start every episode.
to start. Yeah, so the content is still being produced and it's still being thought about, and we're still raring to get it out there to tickle your earlobes. So stick with us. Yeah, we had a bit of a break between this one and the last one. So
I would like to hope that our podcast tickles people in other places too.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Because I'm down for that.
all the major areas.
The
Elbows.
erogenous zones. Is that what
Yeah.
they're called?
Yeah.
What could be?
Erogenous.
Could be. What's that? What's that mean for stupid people like me?
Pleasure areas.
Oh, tickly
yeah.
bits.
But there are a lot of them on the human
there
body.
is, yeah.
There's like 14 or something, isn't
Yeah.
there? Back at inside of your elbows, one of them. Back of your knees.
Yeah.
Back of your knees is one of them.
4 inches in your anus.
That, also another one.
And joke of the night goes to Dave.
Leave it in. You gotta leave that in.
yeah, definitely. That's the name of the episode.
4 inches deep. Yes! We have a name! Because it implies many things.
But no, yeah,
Knuckles.
4 inches deep could be anything.
I know, that's
Four
what I mean.
inches deep in your anus.
Yeah.
That means one thing.
Yeah. No, but yeah, leave it 4 inches deep. ... Title of the episode.
Yeah, let them think about what they're actually.
Wow.
Because yeah, I don't think the listeners really know how we come up with the names.
Yeah.
It's during the episode.
Neither do we.
Yeah, it's during the episode, and one of us makes a silly joke.
Air Tango Town.
I was gonna mention a joke or a short pun, if I may. It takes a big man to walk away from confrontation, but it takes an even bigger man to cut a giraffe's hair.
It's always so literal.
It's true though.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to get that tattooed somewhere.
On your face.
What's that scripture on your face?
You're a pure religious man. Nope. Do you know anything about giraffe haircuts?
It's like one of those fuckheads who get those like Japanese written tattoos, and they and they know nothing about like the culture or whatever.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, or the translation's not what they thought it was. Yeah.
Just get it written in Japanese.
It says lobster dog fight vagina on my arm.
And what does the one in Japanese say? That could also be an episode title.
Yeah.
Lobster dog fight vagina. What's a vagina?
Sounds like the title of a YouTube video I'd probably watch.
Yeah.
Lobster dog fight vagina.
You know when you get into that hole in YouTube,
Yeah.
like you've sat. My YouTube's really weird just now because I ordered a. I watched the video first, right? So what happens is, it goes from watching episodes of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, right, and then you start getting like food type videos come up all the time, and I don't mind that because I enjoy food, as you can tell. I enjoy cooking, and this video came up for there's a YouTube channel. I'm not going to share it; it's pointless for me sharing it. But they cook. They're British, mother and son, and they own a Chinese takeaway in England somewhere, and they brought out this channel where they actually cook Chinese food like as you would in the takeaway, but they show you how to do it in the house. So they show you all the secrets and the things they use and stuff. So,
the MSG.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I bought the book on the MSG cooking. It's called the MSG cookbook. Apparently, because I read a study, it was on Wikipedia, so I don't know if it's true. But they done this study of so many, like 1,000 people, and only 2 of them showed genuine signs of like the Chinese food come down that you get. They couldn't correlate anything to do with MSG to how the people were feeling after the food.
Yeah, so
and apparently the cookbook that I've ordered that's coming as well, they've cited some scientific research and a few papers as well, kind of debunking, because it's been used in Chinese food for hundreds of years. Well, however long it's been, maybe not 100 years, but for
so
a long
it's just
time.
it's like an urban myth. Sort of.
Well, it's like salt. It's a flavour enhancer.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So you get yourself in that YouTube hole. Well, you start off watching Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares,
and then you end up ordering MSG cookbooks.
and then you order the MSG cookbook, and before you know it, you're on a well-known website that you're looking for a current series about the prison system in England. Like you just jump between these things.
I know,
like,
I know the hole well.
Yeah, you're getting in a YouTube hole.
Yeah, 4 inches deep
Yeah,
in a
4
YouTube
inches
hole.
deep in a YouTube hole. I'm going to click subscribe.
Nice.
Yeah. So apart from the couple of YouTube holes I've been 4 inches in the last couple of weeks, we've been not bad. There was a big music announcement recently.
Indeed.
I did hear that.
Iron Maiden, Kill Switch.
Kill Switch, yeah. Iron Maiden, meh.
Yeah. Well, that was the same reason we were going to Metallica.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but Iron Maiden's going to charge you 200 clicks, or probably even more. They're pretty expensive when they came.
You reckon? Oh, as much because Metallica was quite expensive.
Yeah, it's true. It's very, very true.
Plus, I don't think. Quote, I remember our communal associate who's acquiring tickets said, I think one of the last times they came, it didn't sell out.
Oh, okay.
So,
They just reminded me of like, you know, Iceman. Well, Stag. Every time we talk about that communal friend, he's always like, "What the fuck's a flinny?"
Have they never met?
No.
Yeah, so I think it'd be good. I'm off, so I'm down for going.
Yeah, we'll see if
Kiss
I
Switch.
can.
I'm not gonna go.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'll find out how much the tickets are.
You'll get tickets.
No, I'm not going. Sorry, lads.
You're just hoping their lead singer doesn't go back to rehab.
Yeah, pussy.
I can't name the word. the sun.
Yeah.
White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. Something like that.
See, I couldn't even tell you an Iron Maiden song that I know. So
Run to the hills.
no,
The Trooper.
no.
Do 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 do. Ba-ba-da-boo. No.
No.
What else did they do? Run to the hills, the trooper. Number of the beast.
665, the neighbor of the beast.
1-800. It's a lifeline number. The number of lifeline.
114.
Do 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 do. A mental health awareness rock band.
They probably exist.
Are you okay?
We are called breakdown.
Is everybody ready to stay positive? Yeah.
HIV positive.
HIV positive, Gary.
I'm not just sure.
HIV positive.
HIV positive.
You sure? I'm HIV positive.
A large injection of cash.
Oh, yeah, we figured out the cure to AIDS. All you need to do is inject yourself with about $150,000.
Because he sleeps with his money.
I can't seem to think what it is. I eat well, I exercise. I just can't think. What about all this money in your room? Oh, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Definitely it's a conspiracy. There's a couple of good memes have come out about him as well.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yep. Anyway, we done some fun things recently, boys.
We did indeed.
What do we do, Chris?
We went axe throwing. Like the true Vikings that we are. I'm pretty sure, you know what, let's just say we all have Scandinavian blood.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think yeah.
Without any testing, DNA to prove it. Yeah.
You got red hair in your face.
I do actually.
Yeah, that's-
multicolored.
Yeah. Grey.
Some would say Mongol.
Multicolor.
Yeah, no. Yes, we decided to have a jolly evening out with us three and some other male acquaintances that we have.
That we paid for.
And that was a good day.
You guys want to be our friends?
It was a good day. And shout out to Maniacs. That's where we went. It's a good venue. They do walk-ins, which is only for, I think, groups up to 4.
4, yeah.
And it's only a half an hour session. So
Yeah.
I think you just go there, throw some axes and leave. Yeah. But we went and had a small group booking, which they actually catered for us, pretty much. Not literally catered, as in food. That's
No.
extra. That costs money.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually have catering.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they
okay.
do.
Yeah.
They can arrange it. I think they outsource
sandwiches.
it.
You just get like really
Sandwiches.
tough sandwiches. You gotta cut it with axes and
Knuckle sandwiches.
just fucking sandwich and like ham going.
No, but if you they normally close at 6 p.m. I believe, or most days.
Yeah.
But if you do a group booking, they open for you, or they open just for your group of up to 15, I think, for a small group.
Yeah. It was
So
wicked, man.
that was pretty good. We went in, locked the doors behind us.
Yes.
which was good.
Yes.
And yeah, it was a good night. And needless to say, I was the best.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. You were Axe champion, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah,
Won
you
the
fucked shit
tournament.
up.
Won the tourney.
You did.
It was good. It was
good,
fun.
man.
I'll definitely be going back there.
I was thoroughly
Yeah.
impressed with your technique, my friend. Like, from all of us sort of tentatively hoofing it at the board, and
Yeah.
you went full fucking Viking.
Full
so.
ham.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Like you watch the videos back, and he was just smashing them in every time.
Takes a while to get it. You got to get the technique right, which was, I don't know, surprisingly simple, I guess.
Yeah.
Hoof
Because
it.
as long as you had the right distance from the board and all that sort of stuff, it was.
I think the funniest videos were the shit hand, but also the Happy Gilmore throws.
Yeah.
They are so funny.
The
It
Happy
was funny,
Gilmore
yeah.
ones were good.
So what we did is, like, once we'd finished the competition, our old mate said, right, you can just kind of do what you want for the rest of the time. So we said, oh, well, let's do it like a shit hand throw. So we all threw with our opposite hands. And
We
needless
ended
to
up
say,
making you a GIF.
What was that?
We turned you into a GIF.
I got turned into a GIF. I'm now a Jeff.
Now a meme.
I'm a meme. No. Is it? Did they upload it? Can you?
No, they.
I know he made it, but I don't know if he uploaded
I don't know. I
it.
think
I
they were
haven't even
thinking
seen
about
this
it.
GIF yet.
I think I saved it.
It's
Haven't
it's
you?
you know they got the shit hand, the shit hand video of me and I
yeah.
just throw and it bounces and drops.
Yeah.
That small 3-second clip.
But
one of the guys turned it into a GIF.
Nice.
Let's see if I can find it.
But the Happy Gilmore throws as well. So if you've not seen Happy Gilmore, it's imagine golf, but taking a mad fucking run up and then smashing, taking a mad swing. So that, but we're throwing axes. And,
fucking
but
awesome.
because you were running at it and you threw it too hard, the axe just twisted in the air and just it normally it went flat, the flat side of the axe smashed off the board. And if we have videos suitable of sharing, we would. But yeah, it made an awful funny noise.
Yeah, I think we'll have some videos.
I got a video you could play just for the sound. That was just the rubber handle hitting the thing.
Yeah.
But the one that Happy Gilmore throw.
yeah, the one that Kinner did.
Yeah.
It was pretty loud.
Yeah, that was a big run up.
Be this one.
So that's the sound of an axe. The flat end of an axe slapping off of a wooden board. You know what? In Viking times, that's still an effective hit.
Yeah.
And that's on target.
It's still going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
You would still get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
If you're in the right spot.
Yeah, he died because of blunt force trauma with an axe. How do you get blunt force trauma with an axe? Oh, the man that threw it's not very good.
Not very good at all.
He's not good with axes.
But my favourite was the two-handed axes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They were fucking cool.
Yeah.
I didn't get to throw them enough. I think I only had 2 shots at them. It was good fun.
I had quite a few shots at them, and the axe was about the size of me, so it was fun though. I like how the guy that ran it for us, he was because we went there we went for a few beers first, and we were like, oh, we need to not be steaming because we've paid for this, so we could turn up and they go, you're too drunk, you can't take part, it's dangerous. And it would have been because those were fucking sharp axes. It was like heavy duty Bunnings axes.
And a couple of them almost came all the way back.
Yeah, Dave, you had a belter.
Yeah. At my feet.
Yeah. And as it's flying through the air, my phone, catch it, Dave.
Yeah.
He didn't catch it. That's unsafe practice.
Pussy.
Yeah. Real men catch axes with their faces. But no, he was surprisingly down to earth, and he let us smash the Lamb of God on. That was really good.
He did.
Yeah, it was wicked.
And we had a good night. It was good fun.
Shout out to Jared.
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 Yeah. So when you book it, go ask for Jared and book it through. He asked us to do that, and obviously we've linked it on our Instagram page. Have a look them through there and start booking online, fuckers.
Yeah. And you never know, if you look through the photos of people taking part, there could be a photo of us in there.
It could be.
Somewhere. There could be.
You'd have to guess which one it is.
Yeah. You probably know. But you have to guess.
You might be able to guess it.
Yeah. And Grunter slapped me in the nuts.
Yeah. Oh, during the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old sack tap.
Yeah, the old sack slap.
I think
Cheeky boy.
I was licking the blade seductively. And then Jared told me to stop.
Yeah. You cut your tongue off.
No.
You get mad.
It was for inappropriateness. He's like, oh, put your tongue away. I might not be able to use that. I must have been really good at it.
There's blood on this axe. Yeah, it's yours. So, boys, fuckwits of the week.
Indeed.
Fuckwit of the week.
Sorry. Just before you go on. Maniacs is on John Street in the city. And it's Maniax.
Yes.
That's how you find them.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Go.
Go,
Maniacs.
Go.
And book it, and then you can play Lamb of God.
Or whatever you want.
Yeah.
Elton John if you really want to.
Huh?
Elton John if you really want to.
I remember when rock was... Me and Susie had some man. Can't stop it. Should we do that next time? Yeah, we're the local.
What music do you want on?
Yeah. Can we get it to
Elton
Elton John? Yeah. All go dressed as various...
Celine Dion!
Oh, we're sorry. Just sometimes when the Canadians come on and they'll be talking about something. Oh, and Celine Dion. We're sorry. What? Yeah, Celine Dion. We're sorry. We're sorry about that. Anyway, so gentlemen, if you can't tell, I'm looking rather trim around the hair area today. The hair area.
The hairier.
And which brings me on to my fuckwit of the week.
Here we go.
But this one is not so much a fuckwit of the week that affected my personal welfare or time, but the people after me.
Ooh.
Now, so it's Friday afternoon. It's lunchtime. Men's barbers. You go in. You're expecting a queue. I went in. There was no queue.
Nice.
There was one guy getting his bits done. Beard. Like, he was getting a beardy thing done. Like, I don't have facial hair, so I don't know what that's like. But he was getting a beardy bit done. And anyway, sitting, so that he was at the front, and further up the back, there was one of the barber people that I know works there, and another person standing next to him. It was the lady as well. With her. And I was like, oh, is that, like, it just, she was dressed the same as the barber lady. So I thought she worked there as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's, and then, why is there two people cutting? And then I realised the way they're speaking to it was a child. They're cutting a child's hair. I was like, oh, okay, right, so they're dealing with the child. And there was another woman sitting next to me waiting first with a child too. So I assumed, right, they'll go first and then I'll be next. Which is fine. All right, that's fine. So anyway, the guy at the front was finished, and I got asked to go up next because they were waiting for apparently there's only one child seat, so they can only cut one child's hair at a time. So it turns out that as far as I could read the situation, the two ladies with the children were together, and they'd both taken their separate children for a haircut on a Friday afternoon.
They're small people.
At lunchtime. And just as I'd sat down to get my haircut started, all these tradies walked in like 2 or 3 minutes apart after each other. And they all read that situation as well. Like, those blokes were probably only on like a half an hour lunch, and they'd come in. So, my proposition for the listeners and for yourselves: taking children to a men's barber on a Friday afternoon. You've got men in work gear clearly in there to get a quick trim for the weekend for lunch. Is this a fuckwit or a not fuckwit move? And I absolutely agree. Children need to get their hair cut, and people should be entitled to take them anywhere. But would you, the listener, class that Friday afternoon taking them to get a haircut as a fuckwit move if you were one of those tradies waiting? Or would you let it be? Discuss.
Well, I always book... Well, I do my own hair, as you can tell.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Flowing locks.
I wouldn't have paid for that.
Yeah.
It's bald,
So
by the way.
long.
It's like I'm just straight.
I always book my kids in advance somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't just walk in.
Yeah.
I find walking in... See, traditionally, at a men's barber, it is walk-in.
Yes.
Like it's... such is tradition.
At the Barbershop Association of Australia.
But yeah, I think on a Friday afternoon... I don't know. I don't know.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's
It
a difficult
is
one
a
to
tricky
judge because you don't want to be a dick and say I hate children.
Yeah.
But then, I can also imagine being those.
Yeah.
I was off today. If I had to have waited, I would have had to wait. That's fine. But I felt bad for those tradies that had all come in. Just using their lunch break, go in, get it done, get out. I've only got half an hour here.
Yeah.
And they're stuck because there's only one other barber can only cut one person's hair at a time.
Yeah.
And obviously the other barbers having to focus on,
Yeah.
which takes longer because kids move and they.
Well, that's what I mean. From the tradies' perspective, the guys that have come in, I would have definitely thought that they were fuckwits.
No, from the
100%.
tradies' perspective, I look at it. Oh, fucking get a load of these cunts, aye.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I could heat it.
Oh, I'm fucking smoking.
There was some fucking smoke.
But and like I said, like you said,
so much day iced coffee. There was
yeah, they should be able to take their kids wherever they want. But I feel like men's barbers, specifically men's, like they're there for a specific purpose.
In and out. 4 inches.
Men's in and out. Just get in, get it done, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
It's
But then again, the business has to make money.
Yeah,
So you can't refuse
absolutely.
customers. Like it's
Yes, and the before this barbershop opened, I went to another one, and they actually had a thing on the wall that pretty much said, if your child doesn't sit still, we can refuse a haircut. But obviously, you can understand how much fucking conflict that would cause.
Yeah.
If
halfway through a haircut,
just half a shaved head.
Get out.
Fuck yeah, but not like one side, but like that bit's all shaved.
Well, to be brutally honest with you, half the haircuts we see around this fucking place wouldn't surprise me if they were.
True. But I just
kids named Knuckles with half a head.
Oh, fuck me sideways. Yeah. Well, on that, I've got to add a little bit to your thing. I went for a haircut, as you can see.
Fresh cuts for the huts. Yes.
Yes. We're going to fight Jabba later.
Yes.
Isabado San Solo. Went in there, and this lady was getting her. My son and I went and got a haircut. I waited my turn. She was got a child haircut. Oh, child's got a haircut. Looked nice and tight. I was trying to work out whether we look at the same haircut. And then he turned around, and the gentleman had the largest mullet, being probably a 5-year-old child with the thickest mullet in the back of his head. And I went, no.
He was all party at the back and
business in the front.
VF Commodore ringies on the oval.
I'm pretty sure he ran out going, you. But awful.
Six circle work.
Yeah. Just stand down, bro.
I recall an instruction of how to do this ringy activity. Now, if I get it right, I was told by an individual that all you need to do is pump the bitch up to 3K and drop the slut.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, you just fucking pump the bitch up to 3K and drop the slut, aye?
Yeah. Is she right?
She'll be right, mate.
Dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah. So that was. Oh, okay. Can I just take my groceries now?
I just want my hair cut, man.
Can you just cut my hair? So I thought because that one didn't affect me because I was like the first in the queue, but I felt sorry for the tradies that were in there, so I thought I'd open it up for discussion.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged thing.
A fuckwit move. There's obviously fors and against. I don't personally have children. You gentlemen may have children.
Yes.
It's one of those things.
Indeed.
Again, does it fall down to queue etiquette?
No, it falls down to being a fuckwit. Because A, for the side of the parents with the kids, and B, for the side of the tradies, if you want to make sure you get your hair cut, fucking make an appointment. Problem solved.
So they're all fuckwits.
They're all fuckwits.
Yeah, all of them.
They're all fuckwits.
They're all fuckwits.
Make a booking.
You all win a prize.
Good call. Yeah, I like it.
And there we go.
There we go.
Discussion over.
Problem solved.
Thank you. I'm going home.
Everyone is a fuckwit.
Yeah.
All right.
How are we looking for time?
This
7 o'clock.
This podcast is sponsored by hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids. And that's what that noise was. All right, hang on.
The pain in my ass, the pain in your ass. Hemorrhoids.
4 inches deep, hemorrhoids.
You got hemorrhoids? Buy this butt cream.
Bleeding for your anus. Hemorrhoids.
It's not our fault you got the golden butthole, Stan.
So, as I discussed off-air, if you want to call it off-air, this week I'm going to be focused on all things gaming related, I suppose.
Yes.
And for anyone in the... So, the latest Call of Duty has just been released.
Yes.
I think it was on the 5th.
Looks right, man, there.
I think it was on the 5th. And so this is a bit of a hot topic in those circles.
Hot topic.
So the latest rendition of Call of Duty is Modern Warfare. It has no suffix. It's just Modern Warfare. It's,
Have we not had that?
Yes, we have. There's been Modern Warfare, I think, like 1, 2, and 3. Now this has just gone back to being Modern Warfare.
One again.
And I think the whole idea behind it is just because it's just a revamp
Of the first one, yeah.
The series or whatever. I'll talk more about that, about the game itself later on, because it's a bit of a perler. So, but anyone who plays it and anyone who knows the game now, so my fuckwit of the week, or fuckwits of the week,
plural.
Anyone who uses the 725 shotgun in COD, you're a fuckwit. You are a fucking fuckwit. I have died so many times by cunts just fucking running around with this shotgun, and because it's like a semi long range one, so you can almost not snipe with it, but it's got some distance.
I'm having flashbacks of the dual model 1887s.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
It's kind of. Yeah. So this is if you're close enough, it's a one shot shotgun. So it's only a double barrel break action, right?
Yeah.
But you can hip fire it and only have like half the reticle on someone, and it'll kill them. It's like the cheesiest method ever for fucking killing people.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it takes a little bit of skill to hunt people down and to stay quiet and get in the right spots and all that shit. But it's just a cheese method of fucking aiming and shooting. There's no skill. As long as you have half the fucking reticle on someone. ADS is a bit different because if you aim down sights and shoot someone with it, it takes a bit of skill because you've only got 2 shots.
Yeah.
And it's got like quick fire as well. You can burn through 2 shots and then you got to reload, and you usually get killed anyway. So, but no, for people who just run around and they just swing onto you and pull the trigger and you're dead.
Yeah, so it's a see and shoot, and you're generally hitting.
Yeah, and you generally kill someone.
Oh.
So my fuckwit of the week is anyone using the 725 shotgun in COD. Get good, you fucking piece of shit.
You are fuckwits.
It's like the panic knife. Remember the old panic knife from Black Ops?
yeah, pretty much.
Can you imagine that in real life? 2 soldiers stand in the far end of a room, just like like that with knives.
So, but yeah, there's definitely it needs to be nerfed somehow. They either need to reduce the damage or increase the reload times. Because even though it's only a 2-shot, it's got a reasonably quick reload.
Or reduce the accuracy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, in reality, like me to you, you're dying. But, like, me to the back door from you.
The 725, because there's a similar shotgun. I can't remember what it's called. There's a similar shotgun in Rainbow Six Siege. It's the exact same shotgun, but I don't know if it has a different name. But that is a sniping shotgun, but it runs a slug pellet. Which is understandable because it runs the solid rather than the spray. So I think the idea is that this shotgun runs the slug as well, but it's
all the sprays is slugs.
Yeah, pretty much. All the spray is just big giant.
It's a shrapnel gun. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This gun fires claymores.
Oh, yeah. There's another thing just on that. Oh, this can tie in as well. Recently found out, someone must have worked it out, but also last night when we were playing, someone's worked out you can. I shouldn't even say this because I don't want people to find out.
All 8 of our listeners are all just fucking running.
Everyone will know it by now anyway. You can attach claymores to the fucking drones. You get to fly around. So we were playing last night, and the whole enemy team were using fucking drones, and we're like, what the fuck? And then next minute this drone's like, and then you're like, what is that? And there's a claymore attached to the fucking...
Yes.
Get fucked!
That must be so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, I can't remember what Call of Duty it was when you used to get the noob tube. Remember the noob tube? The fucking you get the M16 or whatever it was with the grenade launcher thing.
1 for 2.
You used to just cause fucking chaos because if one or two of you started it, there was a map that was like on top of some skyscrapers, and it was just like a
noob
like
tubes are back.
Slim, but like it was a thin and all and it won't and it we like you'd like one person would start it and then like the second person in your team would do it, and if it like people got carried away, then before you know the whole team's just standing at one end fucking firing grenades. But then this fucking coming back is just chaos.
So
it's just
noob tubes are back as well. So which is great.
Nice.
But so anyone playing Modern Warfare using that 725 shotgun or attaching claymores to a drone, you fuckwits.
Except if it was us, because then it'd be really funny.
Yeah, I wish I worked out the whole claymore drone thing.
That must be good. Like, see if you got like all your mates on comms and you're drunk and you're just, all right, let's go. Yeah, drones. Yeah.
Free kill.
just 6 drones flying around the map with fucking claymores on them.
Such bullshit.
Outstanding behaviour from those gentlemen.
I kind of hope they leave it in. In theory, it's
cool.
possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
fuck, it's hard to shoot them drones. Like, you can't-
it's coming for me.
Anyway.
Well, ladies and ladies,
Yes.
my fuckwit of the week is brought to you by Monster Energy Drinks.
Is it called cow?
Yeah. It is, it's sponsored. I've gone a wee bit international with mine this week, and it relates to a 26-year-old Texan man who visited his local emergency room experiencing chest pain. All his vital signs seemed normal, but then the doctors found a blocked artery. The man then revealed he was consuming 8 to 10 energy drinks every single day. So 4 litres of energy drinks every day.
Oh, no.
The doctors believe the excessive amount of caffeine caused a blood clot, which would have led to a heart attack had he not gone to the hospital that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good.
And it turned out he actually suffered a heart attack and wound up in the hospital at aged 26.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
He went into the emergency room at Texas Tech University Health Scientist Center in El Paso with chest and left
Of
arm
course
pain.
it's Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah!
What I did is I parked up my Ford F-350 and went into that A&E.
And I got me an energy drink.
They only sold coffee.
Yeah!
Let's do this. Come on now. He revealed
on, Bridges.
come on, shit is Bridges. He revealed he typically drank 8 to 10 cans, about 4 litres of energy drink, including Monster Energy, every day. That left his, and that is when his chest pain came on shortly after.
Wow. Do you know, see, if I'm honest, I think I'd form a blood clot drinking 4 litres of water a day,
Yeah.
let alone 4 litres of energy drink.
He also
Was he on the pint cans? You know, the big, the big.
Yeah, 8 to 10 of them, 4 litres of fucking Monster and Rockstar. He also told, when he got to the emergency room, he told doctors that his left arm had gone numb. He'd been excessively sweating and felt nauseous, so he'd even vomited, which are the common signs of a heart attack.
Was he grey and pasty?
Yeah, tasting almonds.
Yeah. You guys taste metal?
Do you guys smell burnt toast? I think I'm having a heart attack.
I taste metal.
The doctors performed a cardiac catheterization, which involved inserting a thin tube inside the groin. What?
Oh, yeah, that's what they do, yeah.
And threading it to the heart vessels to diagnose cardiac conditions. The procedure revealed a complete blockage of one of his left arteries as well as other mild irregularities. Yeah.
Was it mild aortic? Is that what?
No, it says mild irregularities.
Oh, I thought it
I'm
was
just
this.
going to put my false teeth back in.
Yeah.
So, basically, I don't have a name for him, but 26-year-old Texan man from El Paso. You, sir, are a Monster Energy fuckwit.
His name is Kyle,
Yeah.
and he's very good on a jet ski. Wow.
Yeah.
He must have the shits so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I get the shits after one coffee.
Mom, I need a pen.
Bathroom! Bathroom, man! I'm coming, poop agains.
Surely you know that's not good for you. Like, fucking hell.
It says it on the can.
No more
drink
than
this.
one a day or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't fuck.
One a month.
So he's a panos.
A panus.
Yeah, panos in the anus.
Jeez.
He's 4 inches deep in energy drinks.
Yeah,
Fucking
literally.
hell.
Giggle, giggle.
Chortle.
So far in this episode, we've had so far. In the episode, we've had some giggles, we've had some laughs, and now it's time for the treachery and bad stuff. The grim tales.
131114.
Yes. Hey, guess what? It's another disclaimer episode. Oh no. Okay, the following topic goes into the terror attack on the Peshawar Army Public School in December 2014. So this is meant to be an informative topic, and it's no way. It's in no way meant to be taken as offensive or as a joke towards any of the victims or the families and friends affected by it. Its content is very graphic, so again, those of a lesser disposition, you may not want to keep listening. I'd further like to apologise in advance for my pronunciation of people or places which may not be correct.
It's on account of your accent.
What?
It's on account of your accent. It's
The
not
fact
your
I
fault.
can't-
It's not your fault.
The fact I can't read.
Illiteracy.
Come to Scotland. Anyway. Okay, so, gents, first of all, cast your minds back December 2014.
Need a harp.
December 2014. Cast your minds back. Do you recall it? I do recall it, but not because of this. But generally, I don't recall that month and that year.
Not at all.
So, on the 16th of December 2014, 6 gunmen affiliated with the Tehrik-Taliban Pakistan, known as the TTP, conducted a terrorist attack on the army public school in the northwestern Pakistani city of Peshawar. So the militants, all of whom were foreign nationals, included 1 Chechen, 3 Arabs and 2 Afghans. They entered the school and opened fire on the school staff and the children, killing 149 people, of which 132 of them were school children.
Wow.
And the victims ranged between the age of 8 and 18, making it the world's 4th deadliest school massacre.
Who?
Yes. I don't know what came bronze, silver and gold, unfortunately. So I'll need to do some research.
And for the gold, Pakistan.
So a rescue operation was launched by the Pakistan Army's Special Service Group, SSG, if you know anything about that, who killed all 6 terrorists and rescued the remaining 960 people. According to various news agencies and commentators, the nature and the preparation of the attack was very similar to that of the Beslan school hostage crisis that occurred in the North Ossetia Alania region of the Russian Federation in 2004. So it's a bit more research if you're really that way inclined. Pakistan responded to the attacks by lifting its moratorium on the death penalty, intensifying the war in northwest Pakistan and authorising military courts to try civilians through a constitutional amendment, which I'll go a bit more into that. So on the 2nd of December, the following year, apart from these 6 gunmen who were killed at the time, Pakistan hanged a further 4 militants that were involved in the massacre. The mastermind of the attack was a guy called Omar Khorasani. He was killed in a drone strike in eastern Afghanistan on the 18th of October 2 years ago.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so he survived in a couple of years after this.
Was the claymores attached to the drones?
It was drone claymores. Claymore
Drone
drones.
claymores.
Clay drones.
Yeah. So...
Sorry, that's the noise I make when I see one coming
Oh,
towards
okay.
me.
Yeah, it's not an impression of his last moments.
No. Well, it could be.
Did he sniff some? Did he sniff some pepper? Like, all you do is you put your finger up to your nose and it goes away. Anyway, the Supreme Court of Pakistan upheld the death sentences of a further 2 more convicts involved in the attack, and again, it's actually got a case. It's Syed Zaman Khan versus the Federation of Pakistan, which was on the 29th of August 2016. Yeah. So there you go. So there's still, since the incident, obviously it wasn't just the 6 guys that went in and killed 130 children. There was other people involved as well that were still being found out and being executed and things like that. So. So a possible motivation for this was that in June 2014, a joint military offensive was conducted by the Pakistan Armed Forces against various groups in northern Waziristan, which has been the site of a wave of violence. The military offensive, which was known as Operation Zarb-e-Azab, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, was launched in the wake of the 8th of June attack on the Jinnah International Airport in Karachi, for which the TTP claimed responsibility. So the same group. Yeah. It's also part of the ongoing war in North Pakistan, in which more than 2,100 lives have been lost so far. And according to the army, almost 90% of the north of Waziristan has now been cleared. So there's obviously
of the TTP.
It just says has been cleared. So I would suggest that's what it is. It's a big conflict area, a big conflict site, and I'll go into that a tiny bit more as to why I'm talking about this tonight. So on the day of the attack, there was a total of 1,099 students and staff who were registered in the school at the time. The attack began around 10:30 a.m. When 7 gunmen, 7, debatable, wearing explosive belts entered the school, having scaled the walls. Before entering the school, the gunmen set fire to a Suzuki van, which they'd arrived in, which created a distraction for the guards.
Misdirection.
So the terrorists were bearing automatic weapons and grenades. They moved straight toward the auditorium, which was located at the centre of the complex, and they opened fire indiscriminately on the first lot of children who were gathered there for first aid training.
Wow, that's ironic.
Yeah, it's ironic and also very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very...
Do they have Gentle Annie, like the CPR machine? Lady?
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, what's it? It's Annie, the Annie doll things. Yeah, they could have been, but it's just kids at school doing basic first aid.
Yeah,
and who are these guys? And then something like this happens.
They must be here for the first aid training.
Yeah, maybe this is a real life scenario thing. Yeah. It's sorry. According to the Director General of the Inter-Services Public Relations, the ISPR, which practically is the PR department of the Pakistani military, the terrorists did not intend to take any hostages, but instead wanted to kill as many people as they could. As they opened fire, many of the pupils ran towards the two exits on the other side of the auditorium, but many of them were gunned down in the garden. Commandos from the Special Services Group of the Pakistani Army arrived at some point. Another report that I read states that it was within 15 minutes, which is pretty quick in the grand scheme of all these attacks that you hear about over the world.
Yeah.
Generally what they say first 4 or 5 minutes and it's done.
Yeah.
This was 15, so that's pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was another report I'd read. And at length, the SSG succeeded in cornering the attackers, all of whom were wearing these suicide vests lined with explosives. So the attackers all died in the confrontation, and some of the soldiers got injured by the shrapnel from the vests, but there's no reports of the soldiers dying in the recovery. The attack was estimated to have lasted about 8 hours. And even as it continued, parents gathered at the gates of the school compound. I guess you can only imagine what these parents were going through at the time.
Yep.
Again, according to various reports, 150-ish people were killed by the gunmen, and a further more 100 were injured. So again, the responsibility for this massacre was claimed by the TTP, and the leaders sought to justify the massacre as retribution for the violent government attacks on its members. So, the Taliban Pakistan group, which are a militant they're a militant Islamic movement. So they're thinking, you attack us, we're going to attack a school.
Yeah.
So in the view of knowledgeable observers, the most probable provocation was this operation Zarb-e-Zab, which obviously was the government anti-militant offensive in northern Waziristan, which apparently that is one of Pakistan's tribal regions. So hence why it's probably quite a big conflict area. So the massacre aroused worldwide condemnation, and in response, Pakistan reinstated the death penalty after a 6-year hiatus, pretty much.
Wow.
And it executed many suspected Taliban militants on top of that. So again, December 2015, Pakistan hanged 4 men linked to the attack at the school. Yeah. The men were sentenced to death by a military court and are the first to be hanged in relation to the attack. The hangings came just 2 weeks ahead of the anniversary of the attack as well, which again, that kind of shocked the nation. Yeah. And again, the massacre itself prompted a crackdown on militants. It says here on Islamist militants, but I guess you could create that for all militants. But obviously, that's the militant that's causing
the issues.
The war. That's what the conflict is just now. But it also prompted the establishment of the military courts to try terror suspects and the resumption of capital punishment after the 6-year hiatus. Yeah. So the trials on these 4 guys, they were held in the military court, but the proceedings were shrouded in secrecy. So they never told anyone that it was taking place. A recent military statement claimed the convicts were linked to the little-known Tawheed wal Jihad group of the Pakistani Taliban. So it's a kind of another group of that. And it's said to have admitted involvement in previous attacks on military targets, including the 2012 assault on the Air Force Base in Peshawar, but didn't specify how they were linked to the Army public school shootings that I'm talking about. So there's no way of knowing if these 4 men were provided adequate legal defence or if they appealed against their convictions in the court, which obviously is allowed under law.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
They can technically appeal it, but they were just hanged.
Yeah.
So it was probably quite a quick trial, if I'm honest.
Well, if it was done like you said, was it done through the military justice system?
They reinstated. Now where is
because that operates differently to civilian courts.
So. Yes. So what the report that I was reading described it is that it was a moratorium of capital punishment. So pretty much, I think they kind of put a pause on capital punishment for 6 years. But because these attacks happened, they decided that no, we're going to start trying these people under like terror-related offences in a military court.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, they could do it in secret, and they've just decided that that's the way they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think it's a higher burden of proof or something like that, where you can literally go, you're basically fucked. Thanks very much.
Yeah. So, and it says here that the government decided to set up the military courts so that they'd be able to try civilians involved in terrorism. So obviously, the military court only deals with things in military operations.
Yeah.
But if you've got groups that are committing atrocities, but because you're not recognising them as a military, they're technically civilians.
Yeah.
So you've got you've got to be able to try them.
But they've either organised themselves or named themselves as militia. Anyway, so they've declared themselves military in a way. In a way.
And again, as with everything like this, this move to set up the military courts to try civilians, it was opposed by human rights groups who argued it would lead to miscarriages of justice and summary executions. Now, I get both sides of the sword on that. But given the circumstances, yes, there may have been people completely wrongly tried on that, but when they're specifically stating four specific individuals that were believed to have direct involvement, one could safely suggest that was the right guys they were looking at, and they've not just grabbed 800 people and went, you're all involved, we're going to hang up. That I understand that that's a complete miscarriage of justice. For sure. But when it would suggest. I don't know. I've not done the research that far. I forgot to quote my sources for today. Wikipedia, the BBC, and The Conversation. I think the website's called The Conversation. Yeah. Okay, cool. The BBC. Yeah, it was actually quite good. It's quite a fun read. So just that was the topic in short. That's it. It's done. Disclaimer over.
Now, didn't your original knowledge for this topic come from another source?
Yes. So, on the topic itself, I'd invite our listeners and yourselves to think back to that time, because personally I can't recall much coverage or acknowledgement of that incident personally when it took place. This might be a timely reminder that atrocities such as these take place all over the world and can generally go unnoticed, especially to Western society. I got onto the topic because I was getting an Uber home one night, drunk, and I got into discussion about the driver, about how great Australia is as a country. Obviously, we shared the common bond of being immigrants, which is because that's technically who I am. Yeah. And obviously, we're from two very different parts of the world. But he brought up the topic as his family and friends are still back in Pakistan. They're still caught up in this civil unrest and uncertainty. And we were talking about the kind of civil unrest, and I was asking him what was going on, and he mentioned this attack, and he wasn't like, it wasn't a shock factor. But he was like, there was an attack in 2014 where 150 kids got killed. Yeah. He's like, did you know about that one? And I was like, no, I didn't. I don't remember reading or hearing anything about this. Yeah. So again, a timely reminder that things are happening at the other side of the world to you that are going unnoticed. But yeah, we had a good old conversation about it, and I gave him a 5-star rating because it was a good chat on the way home from the city. So, excellent. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. I informed him of the podcast and said that I'd probably cover the topic. So there it is. Army Public School 2014, an attack that took place that I never knew anything about until a couple of months ago.
Nor did I until tonight.
No, same. I like being educated.
Thank you very much, Joe.
And that's I'll try not to do anything so sinister next time, because it's a couple of sinister weeks I've had on the topics, isn't it? Yeah, it's a few.
It's no airsoft or piano tuners.
No. I may be going to the piano tuners ombudsman of Sri Lanka next week. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
It could be. You never know.
Stand by.
What do you got for us, Chris?
All right.
Herpes.
Wash your hands.
I always wash my hands.
They don't make water hot enough.
You can't wash off. No, we do. All right. This week, I am, like I said, sticking with the gaming themes. And just before I go into my topic, just wanted to mention again the Modern Warfare that's just been released. It has a single player campaign. Now, the Call of Duty campaigns have always been notoriously not controversial, but they don't shy away from current affairs. Current affairs. Yeah. And this one is nothing short of fantastic and confronting. Ooh. So I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it's definitely worth a play for you people out there who are debating whether or not to get it. Yes, the multiplayer is a whole different aspect, but the campaign alone, probably roughly 6 to 8 hours, so not that much content as far as some games go. But definitely worth picking it up for a play, even if you want to just do the campaign and then return it within 7 days or whatever, and you get your money back or whatever. But yeah, very confronting, very real. You have to make some choices in the game, which are...
But is it...
Don't shoot the...
civilians.
The child. Don't shoot the child.
What?
No, there is... Yeah,
I know.
How did you know about it? Have you played it?
He shot the child.
I've watched some YouTube clips where there was a lot of people getting very angry because you can...
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Like, I remember the first one that came out where they had the confronting when you were in the airport. And I remember seeing because I didn't watch anything online, and I remember seeing the thing come up saying like, this is the next bit's quite graphic. If you want to skip it, you can skip it.
Yeah.
Do you want to skip?
No.
I want to play it. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's same thing. There's a disclaimer at the start before you start that it's gory and whatever, but it's they're politically accurate and
we'll take the topic I just talked about.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It actually happens. It's not like who made this one? Is it Activision?
No, I think they split from Activision. There's a few. There's Raven and Beanox. Can't remember what the main one is. The main developer.
But anyway, it's not as if they just made it up for a laugh.
No,
like these are like things that happen all over the world.
Yeah. And one of them's. I want to tell you guys, but I don't want to put any spoilers out there for people listening.
The hardcore gaming community.
Yeah. So basically, there's one. What Dave was talking about. I'll tell you guys. We can cut it out or leave it in.
Yeah.
If we make the decision, whatever.
We know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so there's one, it's towards the end of the game, and you end up capturing one of the second in charge of the terrorist group, and you need to extract some information out of him. So, and the whole time you play as like either the SAS or the Marines or whatever.
Nice.
So the SAS, is part of the SAS, you capture this guy, and he won't give you the information you need, so you end up kidnapping his wife and son. As the SAS, and you bring them into the interrogation room, and like you as the player, you have to make a choice. Like it's like it's like I can't remember. There's like a button sequence, like not a sequence, but it gives you an option to press a button. It's like the guy who the leader, the commander of your unit is like, are you going to stay or do you want out? Basically, because shit's about to get real. Do you want to stay in the room or are you fucking
so
leaving?
To you as the player.
Yeah, as the player, get to choose whether you want to stay in the
room
room or fucking get out. So, of course, I chose to stay.
Yeah, of course you did.
And he hands you this fucking hand cannon, this 357 thing. And it's like, tell us what we need to do, man. And he's like, fuck you, you're not going to do it, rah, rah, rah. And then it makes you, like, the game makes you fucking point the gun at the kid and the wife.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, I don't want to do this. Click, and it's not loaded. You're like, you fucking cunts.
Oh my god.
So the first time it's not loaded.
Yeah. Next time it is.
And then and then that's what he uses it as to upgrade the threat level.
Yeah.
He loads, and then your commander's like, tell us what we want to know, and he's feeding bullets into the gun, and he does give it back to you. And apparently, I didn't even think about it, but apparently you can shoot the kid afterwards. Because Fish told me, I was like, oh man, how hectic was that bit where you had to, make that choice, that whole thing. He's like, yeah, I shot the kid. And it's like, you have to redo the bit again.
Yeah.
It's like, do not shoot civilians.
It just respawns you back like you died. Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
Start that again.
Start again.
This does not take place This is not factual.
Yeah.
We do not do this.
Yeah. So,
Question on, because obviously it's the SES. Have they all got mighty fine tashes? Because they've all got really nice.
the
tashes.
commander does.
Yeah, it's got to. It's got to.
Yeah.
It's like I saw this funny internet meme. It was. I'm sure I've told you, and I'm sure this has been on the podcast before. I'm going to say it again because it's topical. It's a picture of like all these British soldiers lined up in all the gear, and the commanding officers like at them, and it's in black and white as well. And it's there's a speech bubble from the commanding officer, and it's like, Smith, I never saw you at camouflage training today. And then the speech bubble from Smith's like, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, definitely, and yeah. So the game in total, 10 out of 10. It's a fantastic game. Yeah,
good call.
Fantastic game.
It's good that because a lot of games, take Rainbow Six for example. There's no real single player aspect to that game.
No,
excellent game.
Yeah,
no real single player aspect.
It's
so it's nice for a game to come out that's got good single player, but also equally better multiplayer.
Yeah, the multiplayer's it's similar to most of the CODs in certain ways, but it's also different. It's not as run and gun as it has been in the past.
Like, not as hectic.
It's still pretty hectic.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a little bit slower. You only run at about, well, it's 80% run and gun compared to 110. Spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die.
And also, from reading the group chat, it's about 8 terabytes worth of download, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. There's a bit of a gripe with that one. Yeah.
So if you live in Australia, start downloading now. You can play in March.
Yeah. Pretty
2021.
much.
Yeah.
So it's funny. There was recently an update today because they're bringing out 2 new maps tomorrow. So there's another 8.5 gig. So put it this way. So I went and got a disc copy, right? Which it took 30 minutes to install off the disc.
Yeah.
So I think that was about 90 gig. I think maybe.
What does a Blu-ray hold?
100.
Is it 100?
Yeah. Gig, I think. Red Dead took 2 discs.
Yeah, because DVD's 4.7, I think 4.6, 4.7. Yeah. And I've never actually looked into.
I think Blu-ray's 100.
Yeah,
I think 100 gig.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, one of my mates went and got the digital copy. And I think it's roughly around 90 gig. Anyway, so you have to install it, and then day one they had their updates. There was a 52 gig patch as well, which you had to download on day one.
Fuck that.
And then, so obviously now, because the games are getting so big, they overwrite. Rather than expanding the memory, they overwrite it, so the copying takes a while as well. Anyway,
that's good though, because
it's good because it saves space. Anyway, so there was 30 minutes to install the disc, 52 gig download, and my internet's not the slowest. It took like 4 to 6 hours, I think, to download that 52 gig.
Sideways.
And then you go into the game, and on Sony, they released this exclusive mode where survival, so where you play multiplayer co-op, not the normal multiplayer, but you team up and do missions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we all wanted to try that, and then you don't realize until you try to click on the co-op menu, it's like, oh, you need the extra package, another 14.5 gig.
Yeah,
over 2 downloads. Then you get into that menu and you go to download, or you go to play survival, and it's like, oh, you must download this package, another 2.5 gig. Not to mention, since then, there's been 3 or 4 updates, I think, like just fixes.
Yeah.
And they've all been about between 2 and 5 gig. And then, like I said, today, an 8.5 gig one dropped for the new maps that are coming out tomorrow, or this evening. So
mental.
That like, if I got that game, that's the only game I could have on that PlayStation.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, because I've got I think I've only got like the 5. Is it the 500? Did it come with a 400 or a 500?
No, 5.
Yeah, so that's the one I've got.
And then the terabyte.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, on that, so I told you I started playing Final Fantasy 14 online. Right. Awesome game. Really good.
Yeah.
As you say, similar to World of Warcraft-ish. Bit more simple. Like, there's not like every level you get a new fucking ability up until, it's simplified. And it's good because as you get higher, your abilities kind of, it's like, so what's to say for the character I'm playing as a healer, there's damage over time, but it's only one ability. So as you get higher, it just gets replaced with a more powerful version of it. So you don't have to deal with 3 fucking DOTs, right?
Yeah.
new patch dropped end of last week, and it's some kind of issue in Australia with the ISPs. But could I download that fucking thing? No.
Oh, that's annoying.
Download errors kept coming back, and the whole of Australia was affected pretty much because I'm part of the Australia New Zealand Facebook group specifically for the game.
Could you do it through a VPN?
Well, the fixes online were ridiculous. Going from
you have to be a hacker.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Flushing your DNS settings, port forwarding on your router.
Yeah.
Yep. Some people had very simple VPN fixes. Some people had to resort to hotspotting from their phones.
Yeah.
All these various methods, all because Telstra being the biggest ISP, there's some kind of issue with them connecting to the servers in Japan. Anyway, the fix for me, connecting my VPN to Denver in America.
Nice.
Tried all over the world. I was jumping into Brazil, Isle of Wight, like Canada, nothing. And then someone said, we just randomly tried Denver and it worked. And I thought, I'll jump on and try it. Fucking hell, it's worked.
Colorado!
Yeah!
Wait, no, is it Colorado?
Denver. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then, so the patch dropped. So I have just passed, I'm 10 days over my the free trial, so I had to buy the rest, like the game time for the rest of the game. Got up to the level cap. Up to 50 for the original game. Got that the other day, so I thought, I'll buy the rest of it because you only pay you pay $40 and you get the rest. Yeah. The other 3 expansions. Went to download, fucking done it again. So it's every download I've now got to connect to Denver.
Damn Colorado.
It's fine because it worked, but it took when it's going at 2 meg per second, it takes, and it's a 20 gig update. It takes a long time. I was so raging, but it's a good game. I'm still playing it, so I'm having fun there. But random fixes like that.
Like Final Fantasy 14, Modern Warfare is crossplay as well. So I've
finally... I can play you bastards.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Have you got it yet or not yet?
No,
are
it's
you going to grab
list. Yeah, next payday.
Yeah,
so you could get Final
good.
Fantasy on PlayStation, and,
and
we technically could crossplay.
I had a recent similar game. I went and got Black Desert. And the servers for that, they only have American servers or Korean servers.
Oh.
So, I don't know, the server lag, and if you're saying Final Fantasy got servers in Japan.
Yeah, but what's happened is the general trend at Australia and New Zealand is all stuck to the same couple of servers.
Yeah.
And I jumped onto one that's not predominantly, but a majority of
but you still get
players
you get massive ping though, massive lag. Is it PvP in Final
There is. I've not played it.
Yeah,
but the PvE, even when I'm playing, it's really good.
So there's no delay between button presses and...
I've had one issue on connection, and that was because I ended up connecting my VPN. I was on Isle of Wight to watch UK Netflix. So if you got ExpressVPN, Isle of Wight works for UK Netflix. But you're not supposed to tell them, because what happens is Netflix closes down that VPN. They recognise that.
Until you contact the VPN and tell them to change it. Thank you.
Yeah, but then what happens is you jump onto Belgium too, and it's the same, so it's fine.
Fair enough.
This is fine. This is not illegal. This is fine.
So
service.
crossplay. That's been interesting.
Yeah.
Especially because remember I switched to mouse and keyboard a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
On the PS5.
Yeah.
I'm not bad.
Yeah.
I'm keeping up with my PC mates.
For Final Fantasy, I reckon I would struggle to play that on controller because it's like World of Warcraft buttons, but the way they've worked it on it makes sense on controller when you look at it, but it would take a long time to get used to. It's still a mouse and keyboard game.
Like I said, Black Desert was originally a PC game, so they ported that to console.
Yeah,
and again, games like that, they're just better with a mouse.
Yeah,
you can be inventory management and fucking spells and all that sort of stuff. So
there we go.
But yeah, anyway, so on to my topic this evening, following last episode of the PlayStation 5, we are going to be talking about Project Scarlet. Sounds like a strip club. Come down to Project Scarlet and see them titties. Anyway.
It's like a dodgy street corner.
Yeah.
You boys like the Xbox?
Where have you been this weekend?
Come on down to Project Scarlet.
We got the cleanest girls in town.
You want to see some specs?
And I got some specs for you. So yeah, for those of you who listen to us, you sons of bitches. Well, they're not going to hear it anyway. Yeah, exactly. No, but I meant last episode. So the next PS5 is going to be. It has been confirmed. The name is going to be, believe it or not, the PlayStation 5. Shocker!
What, the next Xbox is going to be called the
No,
PlayStation 5?
I meant like, because they didn't have an official name for it last time we spoke about it.
Oh, didn't they? Oh,
No,
right. Oh,
no.
sorry. Okay.
It was,
okay.
what was it? Project.
I was like, what? How confusing is that?
The PlayStation Kevin.
Do you want it on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5?
Yeah, Microsoft PlayStation 5. What was it? What's the
Stayplation.
I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember either.
Yeah, was it not like the PlayStation Kevin or something like that?
No, it was Project.
Aurora? No, that was.
No, that was the routine.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
See, we speak the content. We don't remember
Comes
the
out of
content.
my mouth. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Never
Anyway,
happened.
so yeah, so they didn't have an official name, and it was only officially announced like last 2 weeks ago or a week ago that it's gonna be the PS5.
5, yeah.
Shocker.
Who'd
So-
have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it?
Project Scarlet doesn't have an official name yet, but its rumored name is is supposedly the Xbox 2. Kind of boring.
Oh,
The rumor. It's only a rumor. They could call it something fancy.
yeah.
Microsoft Stephanie.
So yeah, and the naming through Xbox has never really made sense.
No.
So they went from the Xbox to the Xbox 360, then they went to the Xbox One, and then the One X.
Yeah. Which is
So-
like the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The One X is the pro version of the
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Slightly better graphics and shit.
Yeah.
Which is funny because if the acronym for the Xbox One X is just Xbox. No. Yes. No, wait. I can't remember. Yeah. So Xbox One X is XB.
Oh.
XB.
Expo. Crossbow.
Grasp.
Microsoft Crossbow.
Xbox One. Yeah. So it's XB for Xbox, and then 1 for the O, and then X is X on the end. So like Xbox One X can be shortened to Xbox.
This is like that film. What's that dream film?
Inception. Anyway.
Xbox is an Xbox.
I'm
No,
Spartacus.
the Xbox One X is an Xbox.
Yeah, it is.
Abbreviated.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, the rumored name is to be the Xbox 2. Now, as with the previous model, or the One X, the CPU and the GPU are combined into one chip.
Oh, different approach.
Which has the code name Anubis. Ooh. So that's their board that they've been working
That's
on.
That's the Egyptian guy, wasn't
This
it?
Egyptian
God.
god of the underworld.
Underworld. So,
Lord of the underworld.
so
Darkness fills our hearts with pain. South Park reference.
Yeah.
Timmy and the Lord of the Underworlds.
So yeah, CPU and GPU combined into one chip. It will have an 8-core Zen 2 AMD CPU. Now this is a difference. So it's going to have 16 threads. So normally you get 1 thread per core. Normally, but they're doing what's called hyper-threading, and they're having 2 threads per core, which just means it can multitask more.
Faster.
So it's going to be 3.4 gigahertz processing power.
Nice.
And it's roughly 1.5 times faster than the One X. Roughly.
That's quite fast.
That's quite fast. And which will allow for 60 frames per second gaming without compromising graphics. Nice, so the PS4 Pro, I don't know about the One X, but the PS4 Pro is capable of doing 60 frames per second, but normally you have to compromise on the graphics. So you lower it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a low end gaming computer. Well, no, mid to high. Sorry,
Yeah.
mid to high. You know, it's a budget mid to high.
Yeah. So
Game computer.
but they reckon now, because most AAA titles or the big games, they all run at 30 frames per second because of the graphics they have.
Yeah.
But now they're going to step it up to 60 frames per second, probably with the capability of punching out to like 120.
Yeah.
If you compromise on the graphics.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the GPU will be a custom AMD GPU called the Navi 21, which is comparable, apparently, to the Radeon 5700 XT, which is a standalone $700 PC GPU.
Yeah.
So this GPU is on its own for like a desktop is $700.
Shit.
So that's
Nice.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, and it might be the source that I used, which, for disclosure of this week, was just YouTube.
Yeah.
Just YouTube. I can't remember what the channel was. Probably should have took a note.
YouTube's enough. It's on
yeah.
YouTube.
So, for some reason, they aren't talking about teraflops, so to speak. Not with the Xbox, anyway.
Yeah.
With the PS5, they were talking about the teraflops.
What's the triceratops?
The triceratops. So this GPU has, and I didn't really look into what this means, but it has 56 computing units running at 1623 megahertz. But to put it into perspective, the One X had 40 computing units running at 1172 megahertz. So
Surprisingly, it's a lot faster.
yeah. They've estimated it's roughly about 10 teraflops compared to 6 on the One X. So the One X.
What was the PS5 sitting at?
9 point something.
So
it depends on the architecture of the that they use for the graphics.
Depends on your philosophical outlook on life.
It does, indeed. So it's so the One X had roughly 6 teraflops. So it's about 1.4 times faster than the One X for graphical processing. It's rumored to use GDR6 or GDDR6.
Wow.
At 24 gigabytes.
I've only got 4 in that.
Really?
Yeah. DDR4, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a GDDR6, 24 gigabytes running at 560 gigabytes a second.
Shit.
Which is pretty good.
It's very fast.
And so the One X had GDDR5 of 12 gigabytes running at 326 gigabytes a second. So it's about double.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nearly double.
Nice.
Double the RAM or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's the reason. That's the reason they aren't talking about teraflops, so to speak, because
They don't need to.
They don't need to. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I like that in the boardroom. And how fast is this graphics processor going to be? Fast as shit.
Can you equate that into teraflops for us? No.
No.
No,
Why?
we don't need to.
Don't need to. Why? Fast as fuck, mate.
Just drop the mic.
Yeah.
Done. So I think the reason they're not talking about teraflops is because Microsoft has this unique way, because it's Microsoft, they're combining the RAM of the SSD and the RAM of the motherboard together in order to access all this, the processing memory that it needs. So they're getting it from different sources to increase the bandwidth of its processing power.
The entirety.
The entirety.
They've called it Project Old Sneaky.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're comparing it or matching it to, and you probably know what this is, the M2 solid state memory.
I talked about that last week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So that's basically what Project Scarlet's going to have, a version of the M2. So
Nice.
And
yeah, that's quick.
The videos I was watching today were saying that they're talking about eradicating loading screens completely, pretty much.
Oh.
Which is...
It's not possible.
Apparently it is.
It's no possible.
Not on PC. But I reckon that they're going to try and pull it off in the next Xbox.
I'm getting an M2.
Well,
I'm getting an M2 card.
When you
Look at
think
this, no
about
loading screens.
I know, obviously, it's going back. Well, you look at an NES, you go to the original Nintendo. There was no fucking loading screen.
Yeah, and that's my point. They're talking about almost making it cartridge-like.
Yeah.
So back in the day when you had to put the cartridge in, you flick the switch, it's there.
And if it wasn't there, you just give it a little.
Yeah. Chuck
Put
it
it
back
back
in.
in.
Hit it a few times.
Bit of spit. Off
Yeah.
on, off on, off on.
But yeah, Dave, that's exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about accessing all this RAM so that the game doesn't have to load. It's just there.
It's there.
So,
Yeah.
Ready for use,
yeah. And yeah, as expected, it's got a scheduled release of the holiday season 2020. So
Console Wars.
October, November next
Console
year.
Wars 2.
Just prior to the holidays.
Console
Wicked.
Wars 2.
Console Wars 2.
I'll probably be due for some new PC parts by then. So yeah, Console Wars 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So again, cloud gaming is a massive thing, and
It's going to be the thing.
crossplay.
Yeah.
the thing with the One X, the thing with the next Xbox is they're looking at making it multi-device compatible. So, like, you could play a game on your phone and, like, attach it to the controller. And, like... Yeah.
Also, your phone's acting as a screen rather than...
As a screen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Don't they have that?
Nintendo
Yeah, they've
Switch
kinda got it now.
does
Yeah.
that. Nintendo Switch
Does it? I think you can do that with Apple.
Yeah, you can do that with if you have a Microsoft tablet, one of the Windows. I can't remember what it's called. Like it's called Windows Glass. We have Windows Glass. You can use that as part of your Xbox screen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they're
so
making it
we're getting there though. So you could be sitting at work and your phone's acting like a screen,
Yeah.
and your console's on, and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
yeah,
Wicked.
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
Or, like, you could sit at home playing on your TV and one of your mates could be versing you at work on his phone screen. Sort of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Wicked. Awesome.
Ninja Pro.
That's pretty much it. That's what they should call it. The Xbox Ninja Pro.
It's Ninja Pro.
I still think... I don't know. I still think Sony's going to take the win. Sony always takes the win.
I'm an Android / Microsoft man myself. But I mean, I've got PlayStation sitting through there. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think the tech's getting too complex for the customer now.
Yeah.
Like it's getting
Yeah.
far too. They're turning into gaming PCs now.
Yeah,
You know,
they are, yeah.
unless you sit down and research and have an interest in that.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
because I could personally sit and look at different PC components and go and read into them, but someone that's not into that wouldn't bother. And
Yeah, no, I
then
think-
it's just down to what's everyone else getting.
I think you're right. They're moving away from being consoles to more like just portable PCs,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
yeah. And even I was watching some other videos and that today. Like Acer and stuff like that have packages where you can pretty much minimize the size, but choose something that will kick ass.
Yeah.
It's basically a console.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Alienware tried to bring out
Yeah.
that console thing.
Yeah.
That kind of it was a media gaming system.
yeah.
It was just like
With
a
an
small
operating
box.
system. And,
Yeah, and yeah. So
Yeah, that's the way they're going, and they reckon the PS5 and the next Xbox are basically mid-tier gaming PCs.
Well,
mid to high.
if it was out right now, it'd be high.
yeah,
right this
now,
second.
but
if
in
you
a
had one,
year,
it would be yeah.
It's probably going to be yeah.
Yeah, mid
mid
tier,
to
but
high.
a mid tier gaming system for console prices is superior to
Yeah.
buying
Well, you
a
look at the
mid-tier gaming
GPU.
system.
The GPU alone, which is comparable. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it's not the 5700 XT, but
Yeah.
that alone is $700 for a GPU for your PC.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, that's it.
There we go.
thank you very much,
Nice.
Chris.
Continue.
Record.
Well done. Nice.
Yeah, nice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to finish on another cult.
He's gonna finish 4 inches deep.
Yeah,
Into a cult.
into a cult.
Oh, a cult. Not the word I was thinking.
So the way I found this was I decided to. A lot of cults have been done by the podcast and to the death, and we did the Heaven's Gate, and we did the Mexican cult last episode. So I was looking for a weird cult, so I decided to go down a Google rabbit hole, and I found one called the Ant Hill Kids.
Ooh.
Nothing to do with ant hills, nothing to do with kids.
Sounds like a feel-good movie from the 80s.
Yeah,
The
Sandlot
Anthill Kids.
Yeah, that's what he said. Is that like? Are they kind of like the Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah, sort of. But
See, what the Anthill Mob? Were they not a rap group or something? The Anthill Mob.
I don't know.
I've got a funny feeling. Chris,
this
Google it.
one's not a rap group.
No,
So-
nor are they the Garbage Pail Kids.
No. Well, sorta.
No,
Mm.
they live
So
in garbage.
my sources for tonight are from the mirror.co.uk.
It's a credible source.
Indeed, as well as Daily Mirror, and Wikipedia. So I've
Definitely credible.
yeah.
Factual.
So this I'm going to read from the first couple of lines of this article because it's on point. So, Rock Thorold subjected his followers to horrific abuse until one of them managed to escape.
Wait, this guy's name was Rock?
Yeah.
That's wicked.
His surname is Therault.
Yeah. Not Thoreau, but Therault.
Therault.
He was a charismatic leader who believed he was saving his followers from sin. And the doomsday cult leader, Rock Therault, wanted to ensure his believers a place in heaven, following what he believed was the imminent end of the world. Yes.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Do you? Well, you won't recall personally, but in back in Romany Jesus-y times, like the Romans didn't like you being Christian or something.
Yeah.
So to know you were another Christian with fellow Christians, you could draw a little fish in the sand. So you draw the fish. You know the fish.
Yeah.
And one person would draw the fish, and if the other person would put the eye in the fish, they are of the same kind.
Well,
but with old Rock Therault thing, there's I think a 70s or an 80s pop song, and I think how it would have went is one person would have went to the other, Rock Therault, and the person would reply, "Don't rock the boat, baby," and then he would say, "Rock Therault," and the other one would go, "Don't tip the boat over."
So like a secret handshake.
Yes. Rock the rock, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the rock, don't tip the boat over. Sorry, continue. First thing I thought when I heard his name. Rock the rock, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the rock, don't tip the boat over. Enter.
Welcome, son.
Okay. We better get the laughing out because this is about to get heavy as fuck.
Oh, it's like Lamb of God. It's pretty heavy.
To the outside world, the Anthill Kids were just another commune of hippies who supported themselves through self-sufficiency and baking in the idyllic Canadian wilderness. But the chilling reality of life inside the Doomsday Cult, led by Therault, was far more sinister. Ooh. So to give you a background about Mr. Rock Therault,
are we cueing ominous music?
Oh, yes. Cue ominous music. He was born May 16, 1947, and was a Canadian cult leader who led a small religious group, the Anthill Kids, in Burnt Oak, Ontario, between 1977 and 1989.
That's quite a few years.
Yeah. Therault, a self-proclaimed prophet under the name Moisey, founded the Doomsday Cult in Quebec based on Seventh-day Adventist church beliefs. So, a spin-off of the Mormons.
It's a remake, yeah.
Yeah, the remake of the Mormons.
And I'd like to know where he got the Moisey.
Therault managed multiple wives and concubines, impregnating all female members as a religious requirement.
Wow.
And fathering 26 children.
I gotta sleep with all the ladies. That's what Jesus
Rule
said.
number 1, sleep with all the females.
Rock the road gets to sleep with all the ladies.
Rule number 1.
Therault's followers included 12 adults and 22 children, living under his totalitarian rule at the commune, and was subject to severe physical and sexual abuse.
Oh dear. Naughty boy.
Part of the abuse, members were forced to break their own legs with sledgehammers.
Nice.
And children were nailed to trees.
Why?
Sex abuse.
To absolve them of their sins.
Yeah. So if they tried to leave, they were forced to break their own legs with sledgehammers.
They were asking where they got the motion.
Come on, Rock Therault.
You asked too many questions, children.
Sex abuse was rife, as well as being made to eat their own feces.
Oh my god.
Like that.
Having teeth and even limbs removed was part of daily life for the 12 adults and 22 children under a spell. But the terrifying truth of what happened at Burnt River, Ontario, was only laid bare when physically broken and brutally abused, one of his followers escaped and alerted authorities to the horrors of life and as an anthill kid. So it's about to get a bit heavier.
So I mean, so far this makes the killing tree of Cambodia sound like a romantic picnic spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go back.
Something really bad's happened to you.
I just got to go to the shops and get some milk. But make sure you break your legs first.
Yeah. Eat your poop.
Eat eat your poop, break your legs, and I'll see you in 10.
Thurot used his charismatic talents to cover for his increasingly abusive and erratic behaviour, and none of the other members questioned his judgment or openly blamed him for any of the physical, mental, or emotional abuse.
It was Jesus.
He was. He did think it was Jeebus.
I don't think we should be breaking our legs or eating poop, but Rock the Route says it's alright, so,
Remember,
it's fine.
don't rock the boat, baby.
Don't tip the boat over.
Thurot began to inflict punishments on followers he considered to be straying by spying on them and claiming that God told him what they did. God told me what you did.
It always is. It always is the big man. Jesus.
If a person wished to leave the commune, Thurot would hit them with either a belt or a hammer. I'd go with the belt.
Can I pick belt?
Suspend them from the ceiling and pluck each of their body hairs individually, or even defecate on them.
Ew.
That would take fucking ages. Like, no one's got the time for that.
One.
Rock did.
But the Ant Hill kids raised money by selling baked goods, and members who did not bring enough money were also punished.
Fucking hell.
We made these muffins. We got broke legs.
Please buy my muffins.
Please, for fuck's sake, buy my muffins.
Buy my muffins. I don't want my legs broken.
They're already broken.
Okay.
My breath smells like shit.
Over time, Thurot's punishments became increasingly violent, extreme and violent, including making members break their own legs with sledgehammers, sitting on lit stoves, shoot each other in the shoulders, eat dead mice and feces. A follower would sometimes be asked to cut off another follower's toes with a wire cutters to prove their loyalty.
It sounds like my kind of cult.
Was he on crack? Like lots and lots of crack.
Mm-hmm.
Bath salts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thurot claimed to be a holy being and started performing unnecessary amateur surgical operations on sick members to demonstrate his healing powers, quotation marks. These surgeries, including injecting a 94% ethanol solution into stomachs, or performing circumcisions on children and adults in the group. In 1987, social workers removed 17 of the children from the commune. I wonder why. However,
We had some reports that we'd like to talk to you about.
we're having your children. However, Thurot faced no repercussions for the abusive act.
Oh.
Now, this is a extreme part of the conversation.
No jokes, Chris.
I want some jokes in here, but it's going to be...
We'll re-record. We'll make some jokes, and some jokes might be cut out for the $1 million Patreon subscribers.
In 1989, when follower Solange Bollard, that's French for Solange Bollard.
Sounds like a really good chef.
Hello, my name is Solange Bollard. Complained of an upset stomach. Thurot laid her naked on a table with no anaesthesia, punched her in the stomach, and jammed a plastic tube up her anus to perform a crude enema with molasses and olive oil. He then cut, remember, this is with no anaesthetic, he cut her stomach open and ripped off part of her intestines with his bare hands.
Cool.
Thurot made another member, Gabrielle Lavalle, stitch her up using a needle and thread, and had other women shove a tube down her throat and blow. Bollard died the next day.
Oh, not surprising, man. Wait, see when this was going on, right? See, like, we get carried away with stuff, us as a group, right? If we were in a cult and, like, 3 or more people are standing watching this, like 3 or more men are watching one man do this, like, is there a thing we could do something about this? Like, 3 men physically have the better odds against old mad rock the boat there. Like, surely people are watching this going, this isn't right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Canadian, but this ain't right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look, come here,
We
no.
gave you Celine Dion, but
no.
this ain't right.
Oh, I don't think this is a boat ride, you know.
So, Bollard died the next day from damage inflicted by the procedures. but
Probably
claiming to have the
infection
power.
too.
Yeah, claiming to have the power of resurrection. Thurot bore a hole into Bollard's skull with a drill.
Well, that's how you resurrect people.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Trepanation.
Trepanation. Going back to episode 1, to episode 2. And then had other members...
2 or 3.
Two or three.
Yeah. Other male members, didn't female members, but other male members, along with himself, ejaculate into the cavity.
Well, if I was going to resurrect somebody, I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense in my mind.
I'd try summoning something from the underworld first.
Yeah.
Like, prior to physical mutilation.
Reverse osmosis.
Yeah, reverse osmosis. That's what I would try.
So you try everything else before ejaculating.
You take the body from salt water, you put it in fresh water. Something like that.
Oh my god.
Was he on crack?
What is wrong with these people?
I think he's a bit cooked, mate, but when Bollard eventually did not return to life, her corpse was buried a short distance from the Ant Hill Kids commune. So, Gabrielle Lavalier, you'll remember from the previous chat, herself underwent harsh treatment in the Ontario commune and during the late 1980s, suffering welding torch burns to her genitals,
Wow.
a hypodermic needle breaking off in her back, and even eight of her teeth being forcibly removed. She attempted to escape from the commune after Thurot cut off part of her breast and smashed her head in with the blunt side of an axe. We were talking about earlier.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a still effective method.
He probably
How
tried.
did he convince... You want to come live in the woods with the garbage pail kids? I would.
So, upon her return, he removed one of her fingers with wire cutters, pinned her hand to a wooden table with a hunting knife, and then amputated her entire arm using a chainsaw.
This guy was just a psychopath.
In 1989, Thurot was arrested for assault after Gabrielle Lavalier had fled the commune again and contacted authorities.
After a fight in a pub with some local ice truckers.
Thurot was found guilty of assault for the amputation of Lavalier's arm and received a 12-year imprisonment.
Oh, so assault means different things in Canada.
Yeah, clearly. And the vast majority of the cult's followers abandoned him after his arrest, but during his imprisonment he fathered another 4 children with the remaining female members during conjugal visits.
Wow.
These people came and visited him.
Yep.
These are also the fuckwits of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You got like an escape from him.
Yeah.
And then used to,
So in 1993, Thurot pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the death of Solange Bolliard and was sentenced to life imprisonment.
Aha!
Yeah.
Suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
A fat one.
So he was transferred to Dorchester in New Brunswick. He tried to sell his artwork. In a US-based site called murderauction.com.
He made $8 million
Yeah, probably.
and is gaining interest until his release.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be my final part of this chat. On February 26, 2011, 63-year-old Thurot was found dead in his cell in Dorchester Penitentiary. His death was believed to be the result of an altercation with his cellmate, Matthew MacDonald, a 60-year-old convicted murderer from Port, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. MacDonald had stabbed Thurot.
Stabbed.
Stabbed. Hello.
Stabbed him.
He stabbed him in the neck with a shiv. Stabbed him in the neck with a shiv, walked to the guard station, handed them the weapon, and proclaimed, "That piece of shit is down on the range. Here's the knife. I've sliced him up."
Nice.
That's so Canadian. It's so honest, isn't it? Like, oh, that piece of shit is down the range. Eh? Here's a knife.
Yeah. I've stabbed them up.
Yeah, I'll go into the SEG or whatever they call it. I've never been in Canadian prison. I don't know. I don't know the gang slang in Canadian prison.
For those interested, there's a 2002 film called Savage Messiah, which depicts his crimes. And Gabrielle Lavalier, the lady who escaped and survived, minus one arm via chainsaw, wrote a memoir of her life, and it's called The Alliance of the Sheep. It's a book. So, but basically, he was a nutcase who was brought up on originally Catholicism, who then reverted to Mormonism, and then decided he wanted to take things on of his own during the late 1970s, and lasted all the way through to 1989 when he was arrested, and died in 2011 like the dog he was.
And he died in prison after being murdered, unlike Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So what we're trying to get at is that Thurot didn't kill himself, and neither did Jeffrey Epstein. Is that what we're trying to say?
Possibly.
Okay.
But also, the lady who escaped, she now makes really good like clothing, like one-handed stitching. She's got like a really nice sewing machine. She makes jumpers and things.
One-arm jumpers.
After all the bodies she had to stitch up.
All the body she had to stitch up.
Yeah.
Do apologise for the content today, lad. It's obviously pretty heavy, but we've managed to slip a couple of...
And that one I'd like to go into more on, because how could these people just continue to accept? And
It's a cult, man.
Yeah.
All cults are the same.
I just imagine like the enforcers of the cult. You know, he's doing all this shit, and they're like, "It's fine, everything he's doing is fine. It's fine. You just carry on.
This is normal.
This is fine.
This is normal.
This is fine." Like rocking back.
Yeah.
So, you're probably wondering why it's called the Anthill Kids. So she built them up during the 1970s to 1979, but they had their own commune. Everything was tracking really well, and
When did he snap?
basically the early
He
80s.
was always broken.
So
Acid.
Thurot made the commune build their own town while they were relaxed, comparing them to ants working in an anthill, naming the group the Anthill Kids.
Yeah, fair enough.
And in 1979, because he depicted that the apocalypse was going to occur in February 1979. And when
For those not alive at the time, it didn't.
Yeah. When the apocalypse did not occur and people started questioning Thurot's wisdom, but he defended himself, saying time on earth, or that the time on earth and in God's word were not parallel. So that's when he went on to and started impregnating people, and shit went sideways.
And
That's
this is what happens when psychopaths become leaders.
Yeah.
They start off with a podcast, and then they start a cult.
Blindless followers.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 7.
Episode 7.
Episode 7.
Finn.
Feed.
Rock the roll. The rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat.
Are we allowed to play 15 seconds of that at the end of the episode? Before the outro starts.
Yeah, I might have to. Yeah.
Don't dip the boat over, rock the boat, rock the rope, baby. Rock the road.